Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thanks so much for tuning in here on Sunday, January 5th. Jaguars, their season is in the books. They wanted to hang on for just a little bit longer today as the Jaguars and the Colts went into overtime to figure out who was going to win and who was going to lose in this AFC South rivalry. Jaguars fall to 4-13, losing 26-23 in overtime against the Colts. The Colts got the ball first in overtime, went down and kicked a field goal. Jaguars could not match. So the Jaguars fall to 4-13. We have got some takeaways from this football game, and I'm sorry that we've been a little bit lacking on the content here lately. We've had obviously holidays this past week with New Year's and all that good stuff, but also my son's been home sick. We've been having a lot of work done around the house, so it's just been really difficult to get things popping off for y'all here. But rest assured, we're not going anywhere. We will have plenty of content for you moving forward. Getting back to this football game, one thing I just could not get out of my head watching this game and thinking about this game ahead of the matchup was, the Jaguars offense against the Colts defense. The Jaguars offense, since Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence have been here, has dominated the Colts defense, Gus Bradley's defense, right? And there's been a lot of different iterations from a talent perspective of who they've had on that side of the ball, the Colts. But regardless, Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars offense has put up a lot of points against the Colts. And I was going to be curious to see, could Mac Jones kind of replicate some of that efficiency, some of that magic that Trevor Lawrence has had offensively against the Colts defense. And look, the Colts defense right now is not playing all that well. Had a horrible game against the Giants last week. But under Gus Bradley, generally speaking, they've been a respectable defense. Trevor Lawrence has just had their number. The Jaguars offense has had their number. Mac Jones today and this offense, they did not have the Colts offense's number or defense's number, right? Like, it was ugly for a lot of this football game. I think that without the heavy dose of Brian Thomas Jr., the Jaguars offense probably does very, very little overall in this football game. They couldn't run the ball effectively. Mac Jones did a little bit better in the second half, got into some tempo situations, made a couple nice throws here and there, but again, missed deep shots, bad interception, throwing the football to Brian Thomas Jr. down the field, underthrew that one. It's clear to me that the dominance of the Jaguars offense against the Colts in recent years is really more on the shoulders of Trevor Lawrence than it is on anything Doug Peterson and this offense is doing schematically. I just think it's clear as day now when you look at this type of result. The Colts defense is in the worst place they've been in a long time, and that's the offense you can muster against them. It's pretty embarrassing. And it's been an embarrassing season for the Jaguars. There's no doubt about it. Still can't run the ball. That has been a Doug Peterson problem. Doug Peterson, Press Taylor, Phil Rauscher, whoever you want to blame, all of them are there, plus obviously the personnel too. They can't run the ball. The Jaguars cannot run the ball effectively, and that makes it really difficult. And you've seen Trevor Lawrence overcome that time and time again and help the run game out as well. So they couldn't get it done on the ground today, and that made it really difficult. Like Mac Jones threw the ball 32 times, only had 225 yards. Again, a lot of that came a little bit later in the game when they did play some decent offense down the stretch. But looking at Brian Thomas Jr., it was awesome to see him get over 1,200 yards receiving on the year. His rookie year is in the books. Unbelievable rookie year for him. And it's been really exciting to be able to watch him all year, especially as the year has gone on and there's been injuries and the Jaguars have felt like they have to force feed him the ball, which they should have been doing the whole time. And we've been talking about that all year, right? Seeing him today, 11 targets, 7 catches, 103 yards. Wasn't able to find the end zone today. Definitely got close, but was not able to find the end zone. But another 100-yard game for him. Again, over 1,200 yards on the year. Not a lot of rookie receivers have done that. I think it's something like 7 rookie receivers have eclipsed 1,200 yards during their rookie year. So that was absolutely awesome to see him be able to do that. And what a revelation he's been. I think it's easy to sit here and look at, rookie year in the books, Brian Thomas Jr. clearly had the best rookie year of any of these receivers. Wide receivers, right? Brock Bowers obviously had an unbelievable year too, but such a touted and talented receiver class. And after 1 year, Brian Thomas Jr. is looking like the cream of the crop, which is really cool. Cam Little also has had a fantastic year for the Jacksonville Jaguars, the rookie kicker. I think he's missed, like 2 kicks all year. Was 3 of 3 today, had multiple long ones, 50-plus yards. Logan Cook continues to play really well. He's going to be a Pro Bowler. Ross Matisic is also a Pro Bowler. Shout out to both of those guys. And I believe Brian Thomas Jr. is a first alternate, so good chance that he'll get in. I think Trayvon Walker, what he's been able to do this year, not been a perfect season from a pass rush standpoint. I think a lot of that you can point back to it's been ugly for the Jaguars defense as a whole, and it continued today. Just the Jags defense struggles. Jonathan Taylor dominated on the ground. He was the only Colt to carry the football. 34 carries for 177 yards, over 5 yards a carry for Jonathan Taylor. And unsurprisingly, they could not cover Josh Downs, who's just done a tremendous job against the Jaguars. He's a super talented slot receiver, very good athlete, very good route runner, very proficient. So not a big surprise there. And the Colts kind of moved the ball at will. They picked up a ton of yards, over, 450 yards? What is it here? Team offense. Indianapolis Colts, 429 yards, excuse me. Yeah, big-time game for them efficiency-wise. Joe Flacco wasn't great, but the running game was able to carry the day for the Colts. And so Jags fall to 4-13. What does that mean? Is this Doug Peterson's last game? Is this Trent Baalke's last game? It sure feels like it, doesn't it? I think that you're moving in that direction. And now this is 10 one-score game defeats for the Jaguars in 2024, now 2025, right? But the 2024 campaign, the Jaguars have lost 10 games by 1 score or less. Very difficult scene there for Doug Peterson, for Trent Baalke. We'll see. Tomorrow is Black Monday. It's going to be a really big day around the league, and it's going to be a difficult day for a lot of folks, and I don't want to make light of people losing their jobs at all. It's a big deal, but it looks like you're trending in that direction. We'll find out, obviously, more maybe later tonight, tomorrow, see how things go here. But with a 4-13 season after the collapse the Jaguars had last year, feels like new leadership is certainly needed, a unified vision from the general manager, from the head coach, on how to lead this football team with Trevor Lawrence as your starting quarterback into the future. So we'll see how that plays out, certainly. And then when it comes to the NFL draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars, again, lost this one, so it doesn't look like they're going to lose any ground when it comes to the draft. Probably sitting there at 5 once again. After this week, there's still a couple games that could change things here, but the real movement was going to happen if the Jaguars won this game. They were going to probably end up dropping down the draft board a good bit, and I think Tankathon's having a little bit of a server error right now. Probably everyone and their mother looking at Tankathon right now. But the Jaguars sitting at 5. The Patriots did lose, so had the Jaguars won this game, they would have probably dropped down to 10, I think. But even with the Patriots loss, I think that the Patriots at 4-13 with the same record as the Jaguars, I believe they have a weaker strength of schedule. And we'll see how all that plays out. There's still a couple games that could impact draft order at the top in the top 10. The Jets are playing the Dolphins. Dolphins trying to keep their playoff hopes alive, obviously. It's going to be a fun little slate here. Denver Broncos trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. If the Broncos win, they're in. If the Broncos lose and the Dolphins win, they're in. If the Broncos and Dolphins both lose, the Bengals are going to get into the AFC playoff race. So going to be a fascinating 4 o'clock slate here. Broncos already up 7-0. Dolphins up 3-0. So, yeah, will be a fun little afternoon here of NFL football. Really appreciate y'all tuning in, supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel further, you can check out ginjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear like the hat I'm wearing right now. You can also become a channel member here on YouTube. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and y'all have a good one.